Hi. What's this guy doing? Anyways, we are up here working on the Trans Am once again, and I have lost fuel pressure, and I don't show my fuel level gauge working. So I thought my tank was empty and it wasn't firing up or nothing. And so we're gonna pull the tank down. We're thinking that it came unplugged or a wire got broken or something. And so it's not showing level, and the fuel pump isn't. Yeah, fuel pump's not kicking on or nothing. I put some stethoscopes up to the tank and we primed it a couple times, didn't do nothing. So this is the bulkhead here of the wires that go to the tank, and all those are plugged in and good. So we're gonna drop the tank down, and hopefully we don't have to disconnect all the hoses and stuff. Hopefully we can just drop it down and see the top and make sure it's plugged in. I did forget to put one of these deals in. Well, that one goes over there, but one of those little clips in up there, so that may be what happened. I got the clip sitting over there. I seen it after we put the tank back in. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, but so yeah, so that's probably what happened. If not, a wire broke or something. Maybe inside the pickup or something, maybe. Nah, I doubt it's a bad fuel pump because it's not showing fuel level either. So it's probably just unplugged, or the wires got broke or something. And if that did just get unplugged, we'll put that little clip back in the harness so that so it don't do it again. Yep. So that's what we're about to mess with. So we've gone over this once before, but since we're here, if y'all haven't seen the video, I'll do a quick summary of what it is to drop the tank out of these instead of cutting a hole in the top of the car. It's just a bunch of little, I think they're 6.5 or 7 millimeter bolts all along here. And that heat shield drops out of the way, and then it's these 3 15 millimeter bolts, and this will just fold down. You may have to pull on a little bit, but it should fold down to your panhard rod. And then you can unplug your bulkheads here. The factory quick connects, there's one here, and there's one that goes down to your fuel filter down here, and then the factory one as well comes through here. And so you just you can disconnect all your lines right there, so you don't have to do it from the top of the car. So you disconnect all that stuff, and then you can just once you get this off, you take the 2 bolts out from the hangers, and then I can show you how those fold, twist to the side and come out, and then the tank should be able to drop right out the back here. Wow, he was just working on something. Damn. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is another heat shield you got to take off as well. Just thought I'd throw this in here. It was just on right there. But yeah, you gotta take this heat shield off too. There's a bolt here, and a bolt here, and then that comes out because that kind of covers half the tank too. So I thought I'd throw that in there. So this is how you take the hanger out here. Gotta kind of manipulate it around some stuff, but it should be able to go up one way or the other here. Yeah, this way. Oh, that was it. Just like that. So make sure you put your foam pieces back on there, but this it just sits in that channel, and you can turn it sideways, and that'll allow it. You videotape my balls, Connor. But you
it's got a wide angle.
Rotate it like that, and it should slide right out. Wide angle. So alright guys, we are at the OKC swap meet on the setup day on Thursday. Just give y'all a little look at the booth here. Starting here, this is all my junk. Oh there, this is all Randy's body parts if y'all need grills, fenders, Z28 wheels, all sorts of stuff all the way over here. So we've got 4 spaces here, starting here, going all the way down to my junk. Randy all posed up. So yeah, we're getting everything set up. He's actually got a fender for my truck right here, the Tongyang. It's already painted white and everything, and I got some clear coat fading away, so we may work a deal out. Randy, that might be your first deal of it's gone. Send it. Well, yeah, this is the setup. All right, so it's round 2 on the tuning day. This videos have been all over the place, and the fuel pump issue we have not found out yet. I have spent tireless amount of time trying to diagnose it. I have checked all my relays and all my fuses, checked resistance in and out of the pump to make sure that the hat on the pump didn't go bad or anything. So everything's looking good there. So he's going to come over, and I'm thinking it's something in the computer shutting the fuel pump off and everything, because it'll fire up right now when it's cold, and then once it warms up, it will, I feel like once it goes into closed loop, I feel like it's about the same temperature, same time. After it runs for a while, it will kick off and start running weird and stop priming and everything. So he's on his way over now. I've got to replace the little coolant hose that sprung a leak real quick, and then it should be round 2 for tuning. So. All right, so we got this hose in here replaced, some new clamps on it, nice and tight. So now we just wait for Dustin's arrival. This was the hose that came off of it. I mean, you can tell it was no good. I squeezed it a second ago and little air bubbles. Right there, you can see the little head coming through. So yeah, that hose was no good. So it's been a little hectic since the last video. Between trying to get the car tuned and what I'm about to tell y'all is why it's been so long. Me and Dustin, we're just been hit or miss on the days and everything. I've been busy or he's been busy and all that. But also, we are moving this shop to Vinita, Oklahoma, and that's where my bosses and everything, that's where they're at, and that's where their company's at. And so we're going to move this up on site with them. They're going to build a shop out there for it and do a paint booth in it and a new lift and all that good stuff. This lift is going to go in their shop, and then they're going to buy a new one and a paint booth for the shop that they're building now. So that's kind of what's been taking up a lot of my time, as you can see. Well, that's all. That shelf was empty, but the stuff that's sitting over there is what I got posted online for sale right now. This is all stuff that I need to put inside the Chevelle, because they're picking it up sometime next week and taking it up there and getting it out of the way so that I can start going through everything we got here and getting it sorted through on what needs to get sold, what needs to get thrown away, and what is going with us. So those shelves up there, I've already gone through most of this left big shelf and gotten everything for the Chevelle. The trunk and the inside's damn near full, but that's all situated. There's Dustin right there. What up? So yeah, time to get after it. Just as I suspected, something in the computer. When he was plugged into it, he was sitting there messing with it, and it cut off like it does. It'd turn off and it'd lose fuel pressure, and it would show that I have no gas in the tank. When it does that, he lost all connection with the computer. So he was saying it's either the ignition source to the computer or the computer itself's bad. We took the ends here off the computer and pulled it off, and he pulled the covers off and was able to test each pin with the test light, and we were getting all of our ignition power, getting power to everywhere we should. So it's most likely the computer. He is going to grab his trailer and a computer, and he's gonna plug the computer in and see if that works, and if not, he's gonna take it to his house and do a little bit more diagnosing, and that way he can tune it over this weekend, because I will be in Tulsa area, staying out there looking at rent houses and stuff, because like I said, we're moving the shop out there. So I'm gonna look to rent a house for a little while, figure out the area, and then buy a house. So that's what I'm doing this weekend, and he will be gone next weekend, so it'd be another 2 weeks before we can do anything with this unless we do it this way. So he's gonna come pick up the car and take it to his house. If the computer works, I'll just drive it over there. If not, he's gonna load it up and take it over there and figure it out for me and get it all tuned up so that we can start ripping this thing, man. So unfortunately that sucks, but one step closer on the diagnosing, and then once it's done, should be having no problems. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm just hanging out at the shop while they run back to their house in Mustang and grab all that stuff, and whenever they get back, they will we'll try it out. But for now, since I got some free time, this freaking hunk and pile of metal over here, I'm gonna mess with this a little bit. I'll finish welding around these handlebars and get them on there, and I don't know, let me pull this out here, I don't know what I'll actually film to this. I haven't gone through anything yet, but so this is the frame right here. This is the smog pump off my car, and I'm going to use this as like an electric turbo for that Predator 212 sitting there. So things I got to do for this build is I got to order the torque converter for the motor to bolt on over here so that I can see where my chain is going to land. So once I get that, I can mount it to the motor plate lined up with the sprocket, and then once that's all lined up, then I can start running controls, throttle, you know, fuel, getting a different tank. I'm not gonna use this tank, I don't think. I may use it just to get it. Okay, that's so rude of you. But I'll probably use that tank maybe to fire it up a couple times, but I'm wanting to go with like a circular one and put it on the side of the frame rail. And so I'm thinking that'll look kind of cool. And doing the turbo, the electric turbo with the smog pump, and getting like a Mikuni carb and building a header for it and all that stuff, so that'll be pretty fun too. Alright, so I'm sitting here editing the video y'all are watching right now, and I was able to get into an old YouTube channel that I had, and when I got a new phone I wasn't able to get into it because I couldn't remember the email for the Gmail and all that stuff. And but I went on my TV and went to YouTube for the first time forever, and it was still signed into that account, so I got the information for that and everything. So I'm thinking about doing that account for the mini bike build and smaller builds, and doing this channel for car builds. So if y'all are interested in that, the name of the channel is 405 Hoonigans, and it's already got a bunch of videos on there of my old truck and my Mustang and the Trans Am and all sorts of videos on there. Some older videos, just short videos of like exhaust clips and racing and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to start doing the smaller builds, like I've got a little John boat, for example, and I just painted it, and I'm building a casting deck on it with a nice pedestal seat and all that good stuff. I'm going to do a trolling motor and doing all sorts of little storage compartments in the casting deck I built over the benches. So thinking about doing videos over that and the mini bike build on that other account. So if y'all are interested in that, like I said, it's 405 Hoonigans. So just thought I'd throw that in there. Hello everybody. This is a little something different for the channel, but since I'm waiting on the car to get tuned, I am bringing this build out from the dead. So yesterday, well, I'll start from the beginning here. So I bought this frame. It was a tiny frame. I don't know if I got any pictures of when I got it, but you can see I extended it higher, wider, and longer. And then I bought that moped frame over there to get the front forks and brakes and all that good stuff, wheels and tires off of it. And this rear tire I found at my mom's house. My little brother said it was off a Doodlebug. He told me I could have it. He ain't using it for nothing. So I made a little axle for that with some M12 all thread and built some spacers to center it. It's got a rotor and chain sprocket already on it. I already had this 212 motor. Brand new. I just got it tore down a little bit, so this is what I'm going to be messing with for a couple days, trying to get it running while I'm waiting for Dustin to come by and tune this. So try and get some cool content out of this thing. And also, this is off of the Trans Am. It's a smog pump. And so what I was just informed of is that people are using Ford ones that are belt driven to supercharge these things. Well, I have this one here. It's electronic, and it puts out so much air. I'll put a clip of it, of me running it with the power probe here after this, but it puts out some freaking air. So I'm going to order a jet kit for the 212 and probably a Mikuni carburetor, and then build a flange to come off of the carb right here. little flange to come off, so that I can get a hose to come from here and hook up to it. And then I'll just probably put a little air filter on this side. This is the inlet, this is the airlet, and all it takes is a power and ground and it runs. So I'll probably hook that up on like a push button setup on this thing. So when you're going down the road, you push a button and it gets, some guy was getting like 7 pounds of boost out of a belt driven one off of Ford. So I'd be real anxious to see what this thing puts out. It puts out a lot of air. But so one of the things I'll have to do to run that, since it's electronic, is I'm gonna have to add a battery to this, and I'll have to get, I was already looking at getting an electric start kit for this to replace the pull start. It comes with a flywheel with the teeth, and it comes with a starter, and it comes with a new coil. That's the main thing. It comes with a coil to regenerate a battery, so I'll be able to mount a battery on it, and that way I'll be able to run 12 volts to this thing as well. So I'll have a coil to charge it, electric start, and then I'll have power to run this dude. So y'all stay tuned for this guy. I'll probably bundle this all up into like a video or two, so it's not a whole bunch of videos on this. I'm sure y'all are watching these videos and subscribe to the channel for cars, but this is just something fun I thought I'd share with y'all guys. So let's get after it.